Hey guys, welcome back to our Romanian playthrough. I was suggesting a subscriber, but in today's episode I would like to at least get through Hungary. But there's a couple of things we need to straighten out before we can actually do that. Hold on, I gotta close something out on my phone here. Anyway, I would like to at least get through Hungary here and expand us a little forward, but maybe even Bulgaria if we have time. But for now I want to focus on getting the industry what it needs to be now that we're the government that we wanted all this time. Let's see here. Dang it. I forgot to buy. I'm gonna say. Sorry guys, I kind of forgot to lock my screen on the other screen so that I wouldn't cross over, and I just accidentally crossed over and moved a bunch of stuff. Let me go ahead and lock this in so that it doesn't happen again. That was a close call there. Okay, so let's work on our industry here at this point. Great, adds military factories, but guess what? I need civilian factories. But whatever, I guess we take what we get. I'm gonna try to get a war goal on Hungary at this point and see if we can actually do that in a reasonable amount of time. Do that within 175 days. Okay, so we're being guaranteed by the Germans, which is good. But that also means that the clock is ticking against the Soviets. So we need to get as big as we can, as fast as we can, to prepare the Romanian Maginot Line, if you will, for the Soviet invasion. And this should give us some more civilian factories. I mean, Hungary's not going to have a lot, but it definitely would probably be useful if we could get some more civilian factories in here. I do want to, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I do want to get some free XP. Let me pause the game and get the free XP going here. I should have enough political power to at least do one of these. Primarily I want to do the military, the army one, so that's what we're going to do. We don't exactly have enough points yet to get a doctrine, which is really unfortunate because I should have done that a long time ago. That's a mistake on my part, guys, and hopefully we can get a doctrine before this war goes over. I'm hoping that's the case, but we will see if we can or not. I'm gonna say to the field marshal here that I want them on the border with Hungary at this point, and then we're gonna draw up an attack line that probably goes to Hungary, through Hungary, I mean not to. Okay, that looks like a good plan to me. Hopefully though we can make it through there despite the supply issues. That's the one thing that concerns me, to be honest, is the supply issues, and we're also short some equipment. It's not majorly anymore, but we are short some, and that's unfortunate. But hopefully with a full army of 24 and then one guy having 7, that should be enough to overthrow Hungary, I would think. But we'll see how it goes. We have 3x military XP. That's really unfortunate, to be honest. I could train them so that they're better. I think that's what I'm gonna do, because we do have some tank divisions and stuff, but well, motorized divisions. But I think just to get a boost in XP, we're gonna make sure that all these guys are trained up to the maximum level at least. And while we're doing that, we should get some free XP. I know I haven't allocated the factories yet to stuff, but to be honest, I want to do that whenever we have the resources to do that. I don't want to throw us even more into debt than we already are. So that's why I'm kind of just letting the military factories sit on the screen there. Let's try and fix the supply issues here. And then what I'll do is I'll try and push the railroad upgrades to the top just to get some more supplies up here. Okay, machine tools, that'll help some. But until we get out of these resource shortages, it's not going to help substantially. Let's make sure these railroads get built. They are going to be kind of slow because we only got 7 factories. That's kind of why I want to just kind of focus on expanding right now, even though it's going to be hard because we're not in the greatest position, to be perfectly honest. Even so, there's a saying that they used to tell me in ROTC and Civil Air Patrol, you adapt and overcome, guys. That's just the reality of what you do. And that's exactly what we're applying here, is adapt and overcome. We're going to be short on supplies, we're going to be all that. But I'm doing the best I can to fix it. I want the build map, please, so I can maybe put in another railroad so that we can get more supplies through here. Okay, I'm going to put this on top underneath that. And then what we're going to do is make sure that this one gets built as fast as possible as well. We're going to put the 2 biggest ones back to back so far so they can get built first, because they're going to take the longest to build, especially with just 2 civilian factories. Alright, now I'm going to unpause the game so, it can do its thing. Probably want to get this to level 5 as well. There we go. That would actually probably fix the supply issues. Now, what do we got for an Air Force? I know it's going to be pitiful, but I do want to know where we got planes and where we don't. Oh, that's really going to suck. Because oh wow, we're not even in range. So we're going to have to do this without air support, which is going to be worst. But we will definitely try. No question about it. But we will definitely try. That's why I'm training the men, because they're going to need as much of the modifiers we can get right now, because they're going to really suck, to be perfectly honest. They're really going to suck. We might do better than I'm expecting, but in all honesty, I feel like they're really gonna suck because we're not gonna have any air power whatsoever. We're not even making airplanes either, and we also need the military factories to do them. But then again, I don't want to throw us into even further debt. I want to make sure we have the crap to build stuff with the military factories before we start doing that. And with Romania, it would seem the best way to do that is with conquest. They actually have one more division than the German army has at the beginning, which really isn't that bad. I'm sure the German army is much bigger than ours at this particular point, but at the same time, for a beginning army, they actually have one more division than the Nazi army does, which is kind of a good thing. If fortified borders, that'll be a good one there. And we really gotta be stewardess with the manpower here, guys, because we don't have a lot. We have 300,000 manpower. That's it. We do have plenty of support equipment and plenty of artillery. A lot more artillery than we do support equipment. However, guns we're still short 6,000, which I'm really considering. I'm trying to buy some weapons like rifles. Oh man, 2 civilian factories for, oh geez, that's gonna suck. To get 600, it's gonna cost the civilian factory 600. Oh no way, that's gonna put us in the garbage. That's why I think expansion would probably be the best efficiency way to get this kind of stuff. Alright, they're almost done training, almost all of them. I want to get as much of the modifier as possible when we do this. We probably should have got the Army XP guy a long time ago, but I was trying to focus on other stuff. I really apologize for that, but I don't think we had another choice, if you will. I think we really had to focus on using the political power for other stuff. Come on guys, give me that final bar. We have almost 400,000 men now, but as you can see, there's only 6 factories working on that stuff, and that's why we need more, but I can't really build more. Not really. Okay, we got that final bar. So what I'm going to do is actually stop this. Yes, it's giving a boost in XP and whatnot, but I need that plan to be done before that war starts. And we're not going to be super aggressive like we are with Germany, because we definitely don't have the manpower to be doing that crap. So we're going to have to really kind of be very, very stewardess to the manpower. Matter of fact, I'm going to put him on to be very careful, execute the plan. He's going to move really slow, but he's going to make sure that we make the most of the forces that we have without losing too much. Hopefully this war goes according to plan, despite the fact that we are doing it without any air support. I am very weary of that. I'm going to be brutally honest with you. Try to get through to this war goal as soon as possible. And then what we'll do is we'll try to get some plane research and get some, you know what, I'm gonna get some plane research right now so that when the war's over, we'll have the aluminum at the very least to build planes and stuff. We might not have the rubber, but at that point we'll probably have the factories to trade to get what we need still. So yeah, let me see what we got going on here. 36. Yeah, we don't even have the World War I airplanes. That's crazy. So we're going to start with the basic airframe. And that's going to take a while, actually. Light aircraft fighter designer. Okay, we'll give it to those guys there. General aircraft designer. Okay, yeah. I can't use this one for some reason. If anybody knows why, please let me know in the comments. But we'll give it to the general aircraft designer and they'll design an airplane for us. And then by the time the conflict's over, I would imagine we would have the plane to be designed, and then I'll come up with something simple that we can take and manufacture at a decent rate. We're about to get the 1934 artillery in about 47 days. So that's going to be an artillery upgrade for sure. Okay, here we go. Let's do this. It's going to decrease the consumer goods, so that'll be a good thing. We'll have more factories building at that point, and it'll be a little bit faster. I know it seems like I'm kind of neglecting everything else, but I'm trying to. I realize that the power in Romania is going to be the expansion. Okay, right now, staying the size we're at right now, we're not going to be able to do crap. So I'm gonna try to expand as much as we can here. We might just deal with Hungary in this episode, but I'm really gonna be kind of spamming the war goals overall. Just one war after another. The next victim is probably gonna be Bulgaria, but that's just me thinking. And then what we'll do is we'll invade from Bulgaria into Yugoslavia, and that's how we'll do that game plan. If you guys have any suggestions in regards to everything else, just let me know in the comments. That'd be appreciated. I know that war with the Soviets is coming, guys, and we need to be prepared for it. And the best way we can prepare for it is actually through expansion. I would imagine if we were to expand, we'll probably be pushing 1 million manpower. But I don't know. But right now we only have a very little amount of manpower. And I don't want the troops getting killed like crazy, which is why I told the field marshal to be very careful when doing what he's doing. As you can see, it's taking forever to get our stuff built because, well, the consumer goods is so high thanks to King Carol that, well, it's kind of crappy. We shouldn't have much more on that artillery. Let's take a look at what's going on there. Research, yep, 9 days until we get the level 2 artillery. So that's going to be a fantastic upgrade, but it's going to take us forever to phase out everything. At this point, the war goal can be enacted, so I'm going to actually declare war and let us cross our fingers that we can actually beat these guys, because I don't know if we're going to be able to without an air force like this, but we're going to try to be as careful as as possible, I guess. I do want to slow down the game a little bit, down to like 2 maybe, just so it doesn't run away from us. Yeah, the only thing we're getting negative is a large river crossing, but it seems like we should be okay. Yeah, we're doing alright. I mean, could be doing better, that's for sure, but looks like we're doing okay. And like I said, you know, he is on slow mode, so, and we can't really do anything about us being bombed right now. We don't have an air force, we really don't, and they do, unfortunately, but I think we'll be doing alright. In hindsight, I think we'll do alright, but I've been waiting for this day, I'll tell you that much. I've been waiting for this day. Overall, it seems we're doing okay. Invite to fetching, I'm not gonna do that just yet. I'm not ready for that. I think we need to expand our borders a little bit more, and we got our level 2 artillery, which is great, and we got it a little earlier than expected, so that should help us out quite a bit. I want to, at this point, get some, honestly, let's get some tank technology here. Yeah, we got some interwar tanks up, you know, researched and stuff, but nothing special. I'm gonna get the 1936 light tank, just so by the time the war with the Hungarians is over, we can start to maybe produce that, because we'll have enough steel. Our guys are moving forward now into Hungary here. This is a fantastic result so far. We are losing on that one front, but as long as they keep winning on the other fronts, I don't think we'll be too much of a problem here, to be perfectly honest. I think we'll be just fine. But my goal here, not necessarily in this episode, but my goal is to get the Romanian people to have 1 million manpower, okay? Which might not seem like a lot, but I think if we can do that, we can turn Romanian forces into an empire, which is the goal here. My plan is, like I said in the first episode, is to go from Hungary to Bulgaria and then into Turkey after Yugoslavia. So my goal is to build an empire, but this is only the first step. Let's try doing this. I'm gonna put them on the second one and see if they can do it. We'll let our guys get in place here before we kick it again. I'm gonna put them back into careful. I just wanted to see if that's why they were stopping. Okay, so let's have them prepare again. And this is slowing us down, but I think it's the best option we can do. Honestly, can we go aggressive with this? I mean, I wonder if we actually can and still get away with it. I mean, it looks like we can. I mean, it's probably not the smartest idea, but I want this war to be done with, because their air force is just bombing the heck out of us. Well, we don't have one. So I want this war to be over. Alright, it looks to be going very, very well at this point. They are falling to our forces even on aggressive mode, but I wonder if we're gonna lose more men than it's really worth it. I'm really concerned about the manpower, guys, because we only have 390 manpower, 300,000 manpower. So I'm really concerned about that part. But it looks like our men overall are succeeding very well, right? I do want to get that new artillery into production. We're not going to produce a lot of them, but that new artillery will probably be beneficial. In the meantime, I want to work on our economic ability. Now we can unpause again. Yeah, we're doing very well going through this Hungarian forces and stuff. It's extremely well, better than I expected, to be perfectly honest. That one side we're losing though, but everywhere else we seem to be winning the war. It's really unfortunate. I keep saying it, but it's really unfortunate that we don't have an air force right now, which really sucks. I'm gonna work on that as soon as we get through Hungary here, so we're no longer defenseless in terms of the air power. I'm trying to get as much as the conflict for you guys on camera so that you guys can see what's going on. That's why I'm kind of zoomed in as close as I am. Okay, that should slow us down a little bit. I slowed down my mouse cursor just a bit. So hopefully that'll help getting me the footage that I need here. They're holding us back though on this front here, but that's probably because we don't exactly have a lot of push to our divisions, so to speak. But we gotta keep pushing. If we don't, it's gonna last forever. So, and I don't want to lose that momentum. So we're gonna lose a little more men, but our manpower seems to be holding up quite a bit. So there we go. That side broke. Now that this side over here is gonna break very, very soon here. Oh my god. Yeah, they're gonna break on multiple fronts very quick now. Yep, there goes that punch. Punched right through that one there. The war is shifting dramatically into our favor right now. Dramatically. We're almost to Budapest, the capital of the Hungarians. But they're holding that ground for a while now. They're trying to hold back, but I think eventually we'll get them. Just because everything around them is falling apart. But once that center breaks, everything else is gonna break. Yeah, we are losing manpower at this point, but the war's over. They're done. So only a matter of time at this point. I'm very pleased at what our soldiers have done today in expanding the Romanian borders. Very pleased at what has gone on today. And the reason why we're being slowed down the way we are is because of the fact that we don't have an air force, and they've been bombing us the whole time, which is pretty sad actually, to be honest, that you've been bombing us the whole time, but you're not stopping us. You're slowing us down, but you're not stopping us. And it's like, holy crap, guys, you gotta be really sucky to, not be able to stop me when I don't even have an air force, if that makes any sense. This is just absolutely terrible. Really terrible, to be perfectly honest. I'm gonna put in speed 3 just so it speeds up a little bit. There we go. There's that break we needed in the center. That's awesome. That's that break we needed right there. They should capitulate pretty soon here because they don't got much territory left in their country to begin with. So the conquest of Hungary has been going very, very well overall. They did slow us down quite a bit, like I said, but they're definitely not stopping the Romanian forces. They're just delaying it, basically, is what they're doing. This is like the Germans trying to fight back in Berlin against the Soviets. That's what this is like. The German Reich lost anyway, but they fought like hell to keep it. This is fantastic. This campaign is going fantastic. Really, really good. Capitulation. Alright, fantastic. This is awesome. In short demands. And now we have Romania plus Hungary, which is fantastic. We got valuable resources. Extremely valuable resources. Steel, aluminum. We got everything that we're short on pretty much. So this was a absolutely fantastic conquest right here. This was absolutely fantastic. In the next episode we're gonna go down here into Bulgaria, but that's not gonna be until the next episode because we're gonna have to sit and wait for a little bit to get everything in place. I do want to slow this down a little bit just to get everything in place here. And then I'm going to take the current army right now and put them into basically defend mode. And they're going to essentially garrison Hungary for us for a time until the cooperation actually works out. I believe that's all of it. That's all of it. Almost positive that's all of it. So let's go ahead and play the game and let's see what we got for resources and construction at this point. Go to production for the resources. Okay, now we have aluminum quite a bit, and we got quite a bit of steel in that conquest, but we're still negative in steel and tungsten. Okay, I think what we're gonna do, let's take a look at the resource map here. Okay, resource. Okay, where can we get steel from? Oh, Bulgaria doesn't have steel. Yugoslavia does though, I think. Although Turkey's got a crap with chromium. Holy crap, that's a chromium rich country. That's why I want to target them. Greece has some tungsten, which is another thing that we need. We also need the steel that they have as well. They don't have a whole bunch of steel from what I can tell. Well, they have a decent amount of steel, but they don't have like steel like Germany has. Okay, so I think Bulgaria and then Greece might be the place stay here. But we do want to get Yugoslavia before the Reich calls it, okay? That is something we want to do early before the Reich says, no, Yugoslavia is mine. So yeah, I am really trying to plan the future here, guys. I think I'm going to end the episode here. I know I'm playing less than an hour, but it's getting close to my dinner time, so I'm gonna just end it here. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Yes, it was very short, very quick, but I'm hoping the next episode that I'll be working on tonight will be a little bit longer. And if you guys have any suggestions, put them in the comments. Where do you guys want us to go next? If you guys get back to me quick enough before I work on the next episode, then I will take your suggestions into consideration. But until then, I'll see you guys next time, and God bless. I appreciate if you push and like the video, and of course subscribe. We're up to almost 1,400, and so I'm hoping to get to 2,000 by the end of the year. That'll be awesome. But God bless you guys. I'll see you guys next time.